Happy spring from me, Cherie Hanson. Welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you've come, do subscribe if you like what you have consumed with your brain and your heart. I wanted to talk today about holding space. I know most of us have heard the term. Some people really understand what it means. And I've got to tell you, my process has been, I understood what it meant, but I didn't get it yet. I'm hard clay, you know? It's like when you water a clay surface, you think, oh, there it goes. Now the plants will be happy, but it just pools on the surface. It takes a while for things to sink into me. What I see as a real necessity in these days of kerfuffle, bafflement, trying to go in the outdoor, being trapped in a cellar, all of that stuff is that we're really working on our faith and our ability to create a space inside of us. If we're terrified, if we're frightened, if we're angry, if our childhood wounds are flaring and we are feeling as if we're about to die, and that there is no protection, that is a time we need to learn how to hold space. And that means opening up a space inside of you, in your body, in your heart, in your self-esteem chakra. And when you can get to a place where you can flip the switch, I always see the switch as being on the back of my neck somehow. I want to be in a drama. I want to be a victim. I want to thrash about. I want to sob in distress. I want to keep putting out into the world. It's like a lighthouse that doesn't have a savior light, it has a death ray. It's like, it's all horrible. We're going to crash on the rocks, or we're going to drown, or, the Kraken is going to come and rip us out of the ship and eat us. And so we actively engage in our own self-torture when we don't have the skill of holding a space. Holding a space does so much for you and for everyone around you. It's a spiritual practice. It's a practice of growing optimism in yourself. It's a practice of installing neurological habits for trust, for believing against the evidence. It's a Hail Mary, It's a time when we need to understand all of the pressures that are operating on us. Yes, the billionaire bros want to take control of the earth, of the countries. They want to stomp until they're dead anyone who is not supporting them, who is not willing to be like a sacrifice on a temple and lay down in the rock and let their gizzard or their heart be cut out. So those of us who are taking the more difficult path are setting out to not let them in. What is happening outside is dreadful. It's reprehensible. It's nauseating. But my job is to stay focused on my ability to keep how much space have you got in your life? Are you just this big? Are you to a place where your body is hanging out of the car window? Like, bring your head in, keep your arms in, baby. Or have you gotten to a place where you can form this space around you that is full of optimism? I know the universe is protecting me. I know my guides and my angels and my ancestors are here around me, surrounding me. And what that gives us is it gives us the ability, once we can hold the space for ourselves, then we have the ability to look at someone else who is suffering, who is having a hard time, who is making one stupid decision after another, which is going to shorten their lives or make their daily lives, miserable, or be in a place where they see themselves stuck as a toddler and not able to protect themselves with energy or with spirit. They're just stuck at that age. They haven't grown past it. But what we can do when we look at that person is we can hold space for them. And this is something that we know from the Ho'onoponopono practice. When the man who was deeply imbued with the Ho'onoponopono practice took over a prison insane asylum, he cured the inmates in that asylum. He didn't cure them by giving them pharmaceuticals. He didn't cure them by giving them a pep talk. He cured them by getting out their file, putting it on his desk, and sitting quietly holding space for that person. He saw that person as healing, as healthy, as someone who could repair their own negative thoughts, who could make more supportive choices in their lives. And he was able to do that with the inmates that were locked down in the asylum. Now, what I learned from that is that energy is so much stronger than effort. Can I say that again? Energy is so much stronger than effort. We can push, we can try to move the rock, we can try to dig up the oat roots, the oat tree's roots. We can struggle and sweat. But the problem with the struggle is that if you're feeling that struggle, it's because you don't believe. You don't believe in your strength. You don't believe in your ability to wield energy, to heal yourself and to heal others. The very fact that you think you have to suffer shows you have no confidence in it. It's like, I will try to stop drinking alcohol. No, you won't, because you don't believe you can. You just told me that. So I see it now as a responsibility for each of us. We think somehow we're helping other people by throwing ourselves down the well of despair. Or we think we're helping other people if we are out throwing Molotov cocktails of hate. That helps no one. Well, all that does is deplete your resources. So how do you hold space for other people? First of all, you have to learn how to ground yourself. And I have to emphasize this so strongly. Your path is your path. I don't care if you get your spiritual strength from putting your feet in water or hugging a tree or talking to the hawk that's flying over or wielding a feather and incense. Whatever is your way is your way. We cannot be in a place where we're denying other people their own power because it doesn't look like the way we work our power. That is wrong. That's like making everybody wear a chartreuse green to make them look better. It doesn't work. Some people just look terrible in chartreuse green. So never ask other people to do exactly what you're doing. That's such low energy. It's a sign that you don't trust them to find their own path. So how do we get there? First of all, you have to learn how to ground yourself. Grounding yourself means being in a place where they cannot invade your comfort, your nest, your place of security. But first you have to believe that you can do it. So look around and see if you can find some evidence that will encourage you to set out in the world, holding space for other people, looking at other people and seeing them as powerful. This is something that happens between me and my clients. The first thing that happens when I have a consultation is I can see who they were meant to be. I can see they were meant to be a dancer or a writer or a filmmaker or a healer. And it's so clear to me. And so my job is to sit back and simply hold on to that vision for them. And that helps them. So if we look at other people in the world and say, they're all screwed, they're horrible, they're stupid, they're knuckleheads, all you're doing is increasing the energy of knuckleheadedness. Sit back, calm down, ground yourself, and hold the space of optimism for other people. You do not need to use words to do that. You can do that in your own heart. So let's get out there. It's kind of like a horrible oil spill and the ducks are covered in oil and you're just going like, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to send you so much love and so much belief and so much optimism that all the oil is just going to roll off of your feathers. And then you can fly in the sky of optimism. So please keep returning to the power that you have. You can hold space for the best in other people. And it makes you happier and more relaxed about life. And there are enough scientific experiments now that show that it works. Do like, subscribe, share. If you know somebody who is, building up weapons in their house of hatred, and rage and anger, send this over to them. Because if we really want to change the way things are, it's up to us to be a lighthouse, not a tower with a death ray shining out on everything. I want to tell you that I am available for coaching. I can help you. I can help you raise your vibration. I can help you step up into greater health. I can help you sleep more deeply and feel more at peace in the world. I do that for my clients. Get a hold of me. We can have a conferral. And I want to say to all of you, as I always do, thank you. I appreciate